Hello and welcome to another match for the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. We are here with the Winners Bracket Finals. It is Dignitas taking on EG, and tonight we'll already know which one of these two teams will be going to the playoffs and which one will have to move to tomorrow to the Loser Bracket Finals. After, of course, that loser bracket will first have the round 1 played between the two teams that these two teams have managed to beat. So that's 4FC versus Denial will be the first matchup of tomorrow. But first, EG, Dignitas. It is a Wisp as well as a Darkseer getting banned out here. Respect ban to Universe. And as you might hear, I don't have a co-caster for this one as Kanaz had to take his leave. And nobody else just yet reported that they were available. So unfortunately for me and you, we'll be having just me. Just little old me. Maybe slightly over happy over everything. Purely because I just realized that I am going to be able to go to tier 3, so I'm very happy about that. But let's just focus on the game. I'll try to, so just keep that in mind that I try. We are going to have the gyrocopter banned out. That kind of means that we're going to leave a tree and we're going to leave a bed rider in. And it's going to be the bed rider that goes out. Does EG want to play tree? Of course they played it in the previous match. I have to say that I wasn't really impressed by the way they played it. They were up against Denial, and in the end, of course, they managed to win, otherwise they wouldn't be here. But it wasn't as convincing of a win as I was expecting them to get. And I think apparently they are not too convinced yet either, as they're taking their time. So have the OD and the Lone Druid and the Nature's Prophet in the pool. We know that they like those heroes as well. But it is a Shadow Demon first pickup. Very unusual. I say unusual, but it's kind of old school in terms of like a month ago. It wouldn't be too surprising. But Shadow Demon is one of the best setup heroes, right? You have got the disruption to set up for anything. He can be on a safe tri lane, he can be on an aggressive tri lane. We've even seen him on the farming roles, even though I'm not really expecting that to happen. But Shadow Demon, definitely a hero that can potentially make the difference in the lane. Should be making a difference in the lane, otherwise he's not picked up here as a first pickup. And I think with this first pickup, Dignitas is gonna pause. Like, does EG have a plan? Do they have a pocket strat in mind? Because they don't give anything away, right? You pick up a Shadow Demon, and Shadow Demon fits into any kind of lineup. And Dignitas is kind of lost with this. We have a Lifestealer still in there as well if they want to secure something like that. But of course the Demonic Purge is already on the side of Shadow Demon. And I mean, that's kind of a counter-ish towards the Lifestealer, or at least past level 6 obviously. On the lanes maybe not that much, but oh well. Let's see, they're taking their time, taking into the bonus time quite heavily. Of course EG already using quite a bit of their bonus time beforehand. But Dignitas taking their sweet time. And now that there's no Darkseer for Universe, what are we gonna see him play? We have seen him play twice Darkseer today earlier, so gonna be a new one there. We see them pick up a Visage, so that's gonna be their support and a Lifestealer still. Despite having the Demonic Purge up on the side of EG, Dignitas wants to have the Lifestealer. Of course he has still amazing lane presence, and his yeah, kinda his synergy with the Visage is there. It might not be as strong as one of the heroes. A setup hero would be like a Bane Lifestealer, or sorry, Bane Shadow Demon, or a Rubik. But he can still slow, and the Grave Chill will still be allowing Lifestealer to get in range to go for his open wounds. And it could be an aggressive tri-lane coming out of Dignitas. The Chen picked up by EG, so this is going to be a safe tri-lane. That's all they reveal so far. Lone Druid ends up getting banned out by EG. Let's see what Dignitas has up their sleeves. I mean, EG, the only thing they revealed is that they're gonna run a safe tri lane, or at least that was what we're gonna expect. So you can ban out some carries that you don't want to have getting safe farm, but if Dignitas wants to run an aggressive tri-lane, then maybe only ban out a gyrocopter, or sorry, he's already banned out, never mind that. Maybe only ban out an alchemist. Could ban out starting to ban out some mid heroes of JO. Still have the OD in the pool. An Invoker, we saw that in the previous game, can happen. Don't think that EG really wants to do that up against Dignitas. A bit of a higher profile hero. It is the OD that they end up going for, so they do end up banning out mid heroes, and EG, they're not wasting any time, and they're actually putting a lot of pressure on Dignitas here. Don't be fooled. Like, you get yourself a bit of time when that you have to draft, right? And if your opponent team doesn't use any of that time, that means that you don't have any of that time either, and you just, if you already are taking so much time, you just have to use more time than you otherwise would. And they only have 35 seconds left in their bonus time, and really, sorry, I will focus up again. Let me drink some water while we wait for the next ban of Dignitas. That will definitely help. There we go. A refocus. Well, Dignitas has to refocus actually. Look at that timer. Alchemist ends up being the one. So I mentioned him as a possible tri-laner for, or safe laner for EG. And we saw fear on him earlier today. Very nicely from not Alchemist. Can really do a lot of damage. But not this game. And Nyx Assassin will be the one for Dignitas. So that's going to be their secondary support. The Nyx Assassin and the Visage, and even though I don't have a Stutzman this game, but we had this combination earlier today, also by Dignitas actually. It has a 69% win rate, I believe, with a duo of them, like having and a Visage and the Nyx Assassin. And that's pretty damn high, to be fair.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's see if Dignitas can make it happen there as well. And if we are going to see an aggressive tri-lane with the three of them. Of course, Nyx Assassin, Lifestealer. Infest bombs with Vendettas, very dangerous. On top of that, it's not really desirable, but if you want to, you can infest into one of the familiars of Visage and have yourself a bomb that way. Of course, the familiar will be sacrificed for the cause, but who knows, maybe they're gonna put that to use. EG, taking into some bonus time, I think Dignitas are gonna be very happy with that, because they got themselves some extra time with that as well. And they end up picking up the Clockwork. A very nice hero up against a Lifestealer. Even with the nerf, of course, the cogs of the Clockwork don't really do anything if you're BKB'd anymore, but if you're gonna get stuck in there, regardless if you turn on BKB or not, you're still not gonna be able to walk through the cogs, so you're still gonna be stuck there. And that's a very nice tool to just hold in position on Lifestealer.
10 seconds remaining.
And Dignitas 9 seconds left in their bonus time. It's time to pick up a mid or an offlane to show if they're gonna go for an aggressive tri-lane or show their mid. Both are pretty good, like pretty good roles to know if you're on the opponent's side. So they end up picking their carry. And Morphling is one of the carries that, or offlane carries, that can actually go solo mid. He can go solo safe lane, or he can go on the aggressive tri-lane. So in fact, Dignitas doesn't give that much away, and EG ends up going for an anti-mage as our safe laner. And that will be Shadow Demon anti-mage, so anti-mage has got an escape mechanism in terms of blink, and an escape in terms of the disruption. And the two work actually very well together, because after the disruption you can blink away in time and there's no real setup stun on any kind of a Dignitas hero. Nyx Assassin of course has got that disable, can try to set up the stun, but it's very difficult to do because the timing is actually very precise. It's only a small delay point that he has on that impale. We're gonna have the puck getting banned out. And that means that Dignitas is expecting the Clockwork to be on the offlane. I guess that's a safe assumption here.
10 seconds remaining.
Especially if Clockwork is thinking that he is going to be up against a solo laning Lifestealer. Could happen. Could definitely happen. And then an aggressive tri-lane with a Morphling or Morphling mid still. not very common to see a Morphling mid anymore, but he was the hero that was played mid often last year, and with last year I actually mean 12 months ago, maybe even 14 months ago.
10 seconds.
Dragonite is the last ban here, coming out from EG, banning out that snaking hero. Still have the Queen of Pain in the pool, if they want to go for something like that. They are gonna have, like, Templar Assassin might be a better chance, better pickup right here, because I know she doesn't pair up well together with the Clockwork, and if you pick up a TA, you're probably gonna be having a Clockwork there. Oh, actually, this is a lot better. Nyx Assassin will probably be taking on a mid role, maybe even a Visage. Secretly, I'm hoping it's a Visage. Nyx Assassin makes a little bit more sense, but a Crystal Maiden picked up by Dignitas. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think it's going to be an aggressive Trendline anymore though, not with the Crystal Maiden there. Bounty Hunter is going to be the pickup for EG, so the Clockwork will be the one in the mid lane. But Nyx Assassin should be able to be okay with against that. If it is indeed the Nyx Assassin, I mean Morphling can be mid. I mean, there are so many options that is tough to predict. Tough to predict indeed. Oh, look at that. It's still saying that I have different Go-caster. There we go. That's me. I don't have a Go-caster for this game. Sorry. Sorry. I can pretend I have it and do both voices. How about that? That would be really weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that would be the next level of awkwardness. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I have just decided that I am not ready for that yet. But hey! Look at me, right? All American Dota, right here. 1 minute you cast only European Dota, and the next minute all American Dota. And that's been a while since I've done that. A long while, actually. Dignitas and EG. Not the least of American teams either. Let's see how these two teams do. So Dignitas will be on the dire side for this game. We're gonna have Fogged and his Crystal Maiden. Way Too Sexy playing the Visage with Snaking on the Nyx Assassin. So he'll be taking up the mid role. AY 2000 will be on the Morphling. Universe on the Lifestealer. Will mean offlane Lifestealer slash aggressive tri-lane Lifestealer. But I'm really not really expecting an aggressive tri-lane with the Crystal Maiden. She's just so slow that if things go badly and they try to back off, Crystal Maiden will probably be caught out of position and get killed off. What? Just reading up. Demon is having his birthday. So, people in the chat, I'm sure Demon is on Twitter for sure. Find him. Happy birthday him. Okay. So that's gonna be some friendly banter between the teams. I mean, of course, all American players. All very, very known to each other. But yeah, I did introduce everybody of Dignitas, and we are gonna be introducing EG next. So EG on the Radiant side, Bidis playing as Chen, Fear on the Anti-Mage, Bamboo once again on the Shadow Demon, Jo playing the Clockwork. So that will be your solo mid Clockwork, and then Demon on the Bounty Hunter on the offlane, of course, once again. Good luck. Have fun. I don't think we're gonna see any kind of weird stuff at the start. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward on the side of EG. Demon going top, Jo going middle, and a trial lane safe on the bottom lane. And I say trial lane, but of course Beatis will try to get as much as he can inside the jungle. Looks like we're also gonna see Snaking, actually. Snaking going towards the bottom lane. He has picked up boots, He is gonna go for a solo Nyx Assassin. Now, Nyx Assassin is a hero that, if he gets a fast level 6, he is gonna be super dangerous. Especially against the supports of AG, especially if he levels faster than the Chen. Able to pick up the Chen in the jungle, very important. And even if he doesn't get that much farm, he'll still be able to make a big difference in the game. And he's gonna be okay here. I mean, he might not be getting that much farm,
30 seconds.
but he should be able to stay alive, especially since he picked up boots, able to run away from everybody. It's gonna be fine. The tri lane will be top. I say tri lane. I'm expecting Fog to be top, together with Way Too Sexy. Not sure if they can do something. They do have Ant Dust and wards, sentry wards that is. So they can... I did see Dust a moment ago. Where did I see Dust? Is Universe has it? Yeah, Universe has the Dust. And the sentry wards are up on Way Too Sexy. So they're looking to take down Demon.
The battle begins.
Demon, who got pulled himself, regen, to manage to pick up a poor man's shield. Picks himself up the Invis rune. But there's gonna be some sentry wards to know where he is. Ah, nicely done. Demon is gonna pull the wave away. And even if he isn't able to pull the wave all the way, he will be able to go invisible and the lane will push itself out in the end and he'll get some experience. AY 2000 will be in the mid lane. Helped out by Crystal Maiden. It's actually very old school. Again, I kind of forgot about this lane. Crystal Maiden Morphling was a lane that was very popular 14 months ago. Maybe even during TI a little bit as well. TI 2 that is. But yeah, Crystal Maiden Morphling lane. Very nice. The synergy is like, it's just a very safe lane. The synergy is not amazingly special or something like that. Of course, I mean, it's the same kind of synergy that they would have with other disables. But it's very nice and it's making Jayo's life a little bit tougher. The Frostbite, Nova and Weaveform is actually a lot of burst damage coming out of these two as well. Nyx Assassin, are you gonna die already? There is a net still. No, it's no longer a net. He's walking behind the tier 2. Tier 1 rather. Tries to run himself out, but in comes Beatus from the side. Fear also, an Impale. Maybe allowing him to escape. Blink forward through. There's gonna be a body block coming up from Fear and Snake King trying to run. Don't think he can. There's the last net. That's gonna be the first blood. And that is Bamboo actually taking the gold. So that means fast flying courier or fast boots for AG. Or for Bamboo. That's a flying courier right there. And Demon running himself away. Look at these sentry wards though. He's not gonna be able to escape safely away from this one. Does take another creep wave with him actually. Keeps being annoying. But yeah, that's the first blood going, and I said, I mean, he should be able to stay alive because he has boots, but if they go on a chase like that, then there's not much hope. And of course, having a troll warlord helping you out there is the best creep that you can get to try and gank someone, right? With the net, with the extra disable. He is gonna get some experience now though, because it's coming towards his lane, so he is gonna be getting himself some levels. We do have a drawing on the minimap. Beat is able to walk here, no observer wards here for Dignitas' side, so snaking, no idea that this is happening. There will be a Centaur, there will be a Chen. Test of Faith with a double damage rune. So one disruption can set up for things. Oh, he's gonna actually stack the Ancients. He's gonna find out that there's people there. I think he saw it. No, he did not. Weird. Now he knows something's up. Otherwise Bamboo wouldn't be coming out that far. Here comes a disruption. Nope. Beat is showing his face. And there's not gonna be a kill right there. In the meantime, Jayo sitting on 7 for 0 in terms of last hits with 17 for 10 on AY 2000. That's a tough call. That's a tough... Not a tough call, that's a tough disadvantage that Clockwork is in. He is getting levels faster though, like he is already level 4, while AOI is sitting on level 3, and that's of course because AOI is sharing experience with Dignitas Fogged, because Crystal Maiden is on the lane with him, so he gets experience from that. And Jayo gets solo experience. Doesn't need to share. But with the first blood out of the way, there's no extra incentive apart from just skills for rotations. And I think it's gonna be a while before we see it happening on the side of Dignitas. I mean, they're gonna be happy with the way things are going on the mid lane. Getting that Morphling farmed up. Getting the Lifestealer farmed up. He's 18 to 5. He's definitely not doing bad. And even though they know that there's an anti-mage farming, anti-mage versus Morphling, they have the peak time at about the same time. So the only thing you have to worry about are things that can hold him in place, that can stop him. Namely, impales, frostbites. And that's about it. And of course the damage that you have then from the Morphling, you would hope is enough to take him down in the meantime. Or at least get him down low enough to take down everybody else. Or sorry, hold him in place long enough to take down everybody else on EG. G on the other hand, they want to force something out. They want to make sure that Fear gets a faster start than the Morphling gets, right? So they're gonna try to already push the tower down here. Harassing it quite a bit, forcing, snaking back, snaking level 3. Same level as the Shadow Demon. Anti-mage level 5. If we look at levels in total, support levels are actually quite even. The carries are gonna be in favor, or the solo lanes rather, are gonna be in favor of EG. I say solo lanes. Actually, never mind. It's back to even again. Never mind, it changed. Never mind. Let's go to a different overlay thing. Oh, wow. Demon might be in some trouble if they find out that he is still there. Fortification is already out. They're gonna try to take a tier 1 tower in return of losing their own tier 1 on the bottom lane. They still have the dust. Demon not showing his face though. And he actually picked up a level 2 in Shadow Walk. It's not normally that you do something that you do, unless you want to try to play it super safe. Because you know you're going to be sitting in invis most of the time. Just making sure that you don't have to have a split second of revealing yourself every time, of course, because then they know when to dust. And you don't want to have that happen. Tower goes down, no surprise there. And Demon walks forward. Might be able to get a snipe on the Crystal Maiden if she leaves her squad, if she leaves her team. Go some way to Sexy. He's not really the right target. There's a Frostbite behind him. Here's the Frostbite. Shuriken Toss is not going to be enough. He can't make himself invisible anymore. He just has to run. It's going to be enough. Could actually go invis and try to go for way too sexy still. Way too sexy with boots. But he's going to TP himself to safety anyways. Demon gonna hide in the jungle. Not quite sure what he's thinking. Oh, I know what he's thinking. He is hoping that he can find the Visage there, which he is no longer there. So he's not gonna get anything done. Nice movement though. Jo in the meantime, level 6, has got that hook shot. Might be able to make something happen with it. We've got AY sitting at 41 to 21. His last hits are insane. His net worth is highest of everybody. Closely followed by the anti-mage, who is 39 for 13, but of course also has got that tower last hits. That kind of helps out. And of course the difference between the two on experience is, oh, actually it's not that big. That's what you get for pushing down a tower for so long. You share experience with and the Shadow Demon and the Chen. Rotation coming in, smoke up for snaking and way too sexy. Going on the high ground first. Where are they gonna go? Oh, smoke versus smoke. Smoke versus smoke, but high ground for EG. They find the other two, and will they continue going is the question. Support battle, hook shot in, they find snaking. That's gonna be an impale. Spike Carapace is gonna go up as well. Is actually stunning up everybody, but snaking will still end up going down for the second time this game. EG having that high ground advantage just gave them a kill. Rotation from supports, both at the same time. Great minds think alike.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that gives Jo an assist there, so gives him a bit of a head lead, if you will, on the Morphling. It's not really that big of a lead though, because like on farm it's still going to be very far behind, but it definitely helps out a lot. Question is, how fast is EG going to be able to move out and try to do something against that Morphling who is just happily farming. Morphling who was actually farming so safe that he felt that he didn't need to pick up a replicate just yet. And you of course would pick up replicate if you don't feel that safe, because it is your escape mechanism. I guess together with the Morph. Blink forward, the disruption is there. They're gonna go on snaking again. Spike Carapace might help them out a little while, and Fog comes in with a TP. And they're not able to go anymore. Boots up for Beatis, but of course he is building towards that mechanism. Just needs the recipe now. 900 gold to go. I'm going fairly fast here. Demon coming in from behind. He has got level 6, so he's got that track up. Now you have to make it worth it to make some track kills happen. He has to be careful though, because the sentry ward is already placed by the Dire team. It doesn't see the observer ward. And actually now it sees Demon. The track is going to be there. He's just going to continue going on in this. Dignitas won't be there. TP comes in from Universe. Picks himself up some drums. Fogged. Careful there. But Demon already gone. Already out. Gold graph sitting in favor of EG, but only by a small amount. This is the spikes that you see is tower for EG, tower for Dignitas. Experience graph slightly in favor of EG, but that's the kills talking right there. Fogged and Universe hanging around. They know that Snaking needs this level 6 and they want to protect him until he does have it. And they're actually gonna go on Bamboo right here. Bamboo by himself. Slightly questionable that a support Shadow Demon is this far out when nobody is around. Anti-Mage not there. Way too sexy, getting chased by Demon. Gonna be pulling the lane back. I'm not sure if that's the right move though. Level 4 versus level 6. But only level 1 Dignitas. So he doesn't have the damage to take down Way Too Sexy all at once. And Fear just farming a bit on the top lane because that lane was completely pushed in. And it is the Lifestealer that is sitting inside the, well, Vendetta-abled Nyx Assassin. I had to look for words there. Vendetta-abled. That's the right word. Awesome. Let's see what he can do with this. Let's see if we can find a pickup. Bamboo, not the safest one. At least not, yeah, he is the squishiest one. That's what I mean. They go for Jayo though, and that should be a disruption. Keep him safe for a little while longer. He might be able to pop the cogs before he dies. No, never mind, he dies straight away. Universe with the last hit. And I mean, that, I really like that. They go for, like, Snaking didn't go greedy. He just impaled, not going for the Vendetta hit, just impaled, went for it. Get himself, we're gonna get his team the kill. More likely that. It's now 2 for 2. And still no track kills, I believe. And that's something that, like, you have to worry about that, because the reason that you pick up a bounty hunter, apart from his capability to stay alive in the lane and maybe be a possible semi-carry if the game lasts really long and if he's doing okay in the lane, you pick him up because you want to have track kills, you want to have that gold going in your favor. And maybe we're gonna have some track kills right now. Hookshot in, up on Way Too Sexy. There's a track. Level 5 Visage is an easy target to take down. And it is Fear that comes in for the last hit. Takes a creep as he goes, but he has to go because in comes Fogged, in comes Universe. They won't be able to catch out anybody. There's no dust anymore. Snaking still looking for a target, but won't be able to find anybody anymore, and we'll have to waste this Vendetta. Unless he can get a creep. I don't think he can get a creep. Nope. Was it in time? It was borderline. Borderline. On the edge. On the edge indeed. 40 gold, 35 gold until BDiz has got himself his mechanism, so he can start maybe going for some more pushes. Although, do they really need to go for more pushes? Like, the question would be, like, Lifestealer versus Morphling versus an Anti-Mage. Or Lifestealer Morphling versus Anti-Mage. I would put it in favor of Lifestealer Morphling for sure. Purely because 2 versus 1. But an Anti-Mage should not be underestimated. Not in the slightest. Especially not his split push capability. This Battle Fury is almost done. Needs about 500 gold. In the meantime, Universe building towards his armlet. Who's sitting there snaking, waiting around, hoping that someone will go on the Lifestealer. He goes for the Vendetta, but oh, it's kind of sad. You know, we can see the minimap. They can't. They might be able to find. Yeah, they find Jayo though. They will be able to kill him off. Ooh, turn around. No, turn around. No. Yes. Oh, visible. Oh. Yeah, infest out, impales, Jayo dead. Open wounds there. TPs are gonna come in too late. Jay will switch to strength threads. It's gonna be too late though. Hand of God. I think it was a bit too late as well. Coming up from Beatus. He does have the mechanism up now. They will lose a tier 1 tower in return for, or, you know, on top of losing Jo actually. Morphling almost having his Lincolns complete as well. Dignitas. They might be the ones that are done earlier than EG to start fighting. Which is something that is very dangerous for EG because they already have the lesser of the cares. Look at the net worth differences. And I know that there is a bug with the function there that shows that, I mean, a bit of a darker bar for universe, but it's actually sitting right there. And that means that Dignitas has got 2 very highly farmed cores, while EG only has 1. On top of that, that high farmed core can't really make anything happen just yet because he doesn't really have any items just yet. Demon in the meantime not able to do that much either. In terms of a semi-carry, I mean that would be the target that you would look at next to the clockwork to be a semi-carry in this game, because it is kind of needed. But he only has got normal brown boots. They're gonna go for this. Oh, hookshot misses. Disruption is still gonna be there. Cogs are gonna be there coming off from Jo. He doesn't lock in universe though, and he tries to TP out. Rage TP out. The net's gonna be there, interrupting it, and infest into the Chen creeps. And Beat is not able to send the Chen creep home in time. Universe will still go down though. I mean, that's something that you could in theory do, you know. If you know which creep the lifestealer is in, you can send him to the base. And he'll most likely die there. Snaking, 1600 gold in his inventory. Goes for, of course, a fast blink dagger. Battle Fury finally up on anti-mage, so split pushing or what's it called? Flash farming is going to be the name of the game. For him. For now. See what Dignitas can do against it, of course. Lincolns, I believe it's coming towards AOI right now. Yep, and that's the Lincolns ready, armlet ready. Dignitas looking pretty ready to fight, but EG comes in with 5. Nice illusion mate though. Have your own anti-mage right now. And they stop the push. Impale stops on Beatus. Mana burn there as well. The track goes off on Snaking though. No vendetta for him anymore. Well, he has it, but he can't really make himself be safe with it. Or goes for an unexpected gank for it until it wears off. Gold graph still sitting around that 0 line. Experience graph still in favor of EG, but again, kill differences. Fear pushing the top tower. Gonna have some company though from both unwanted and wanted guests. 5 heroes here from EG. They rotate everybody here. They really want this tier 1 tower down, or at least get a kill up on the lifestealer, even though Fogged might be a juicier target right here. Flare comes in, they see him run, hookshot will hit. Disruption gonna be there as well as the soul catcher, and that's gonna be 1 dead Crystal Maiden. TP's in from Dignitas though, they want to go for this. Universe opens up on Beat as he tries to run. Hand of God goes through as well as the mechanism. No mechanism! He does use the mechanism in time, does end up going down still with it though, as it's 1 for 1 right now. Way too sexy, tries to go for Jo, who cogs, gets himself out. And it is Demon that is the last one here that's still around. They dust him up, he tries to TP himself out, but he won't be able to and will go down. 1 for 2 in favor of Dignitas as the lifestealer is able to armlet toggle and keep himself safe. No tower to go down. Fear TPing to bottom to continue his farm, and the other 2, Jo and Bamboo, rotated in middle to try and maybe get some pressure up on the mid tower instead, but income's way too sexy already. Birds are flying towards mid lane as well. And they can't seem to get their foot in the door. They really want to push him. We notice it, but Dignitas, their rotations. You might think that they have a lineup that in late game will be able to strike, but they already are not willing to give AG anything at all. Vendetta. He's gonna be able to find fear. He will find fear. Sorry people, I make you drink all the time apparently. Impale, Frostbite, they will leave the courier fly. And fear gets killed off. No, he blinks in safety. Demon gets him. Way too sexy on the fly though. He's not gonna be able to catch up, obviously. I think he had some small hope that he might have some vision, but nope. No vision for the Grave Chill. In the meantime, AY going for a demon, but not able to get him. Lincoln's pop. Demon gets himself some extra gold. Sticking around here, maybe they want to try to take him down. Fear comes in as well. Not really the most safe target to farm up against AY. But he relocates into his replicate. That's really the way to call it. Universe 2 to 1 to 2. I mean, he had an okay start, and he's still not doing bad though, don't get me wrong. But he's not as fast as I thought that he might be. Roshan is gonna be the call for Dignitas right now, who's starting to get more and more ahead. Even though it's still very little, but every little bit counts. And with this Roshan, it will definitely count even more. They will lose the tier 1 for it though. They don't have fortification. Fear in the meantime. He's got themselves a Yasha. Got the recipe for the Manta already. Just needs the ultimate orb. Unless that's sitting in the courier, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's not there. Getting himself a squishy maiden as an illusion, allowing him to go back and farm a little bit on the top lane before replicating onto the bottom lane again and help maybe kill off the Shadow Demon who is farming here by himself. In the meantime, in the mid lane, EG is trying to make something happen. TPs come in though, they don't want to lose their tower. In comes Sneaking as well as the Lifestealer. But, oh wow, Universe. They want to try for this, they want to go for this. There's no Vendetta though. Was already used, he does have a Blink Dagger. TPs come bottom. Anyway, reforms himself into safety. Maybe they can still get Crystal Maiden. The hookshot comes in. Jo gets a Frostbite, but the battery assault is already ticking, and that's gonna be one dead Crystal Maiden. Bamboo saving her life for a little while, and actually that might just been enough. But in comes Fear, and a kill is there. Spike Carapace starting off Fear. It is 1-for-1 trade right now. 2-for-1 trade. 2-for-2 trade. People stop dying for a second there. That would be possibly nice for both teams. Demon, there's a ward up there. There's no way for him to run. That's Dignitas' trade once again if they get the skill, which they should. The dust is still there as well. Double kill going the way of Universe. And Dignitas loses their 2 supports, but they get themselves the Clockwork as well as the Bounty Hunter. So the trade in favor of Dignitas, and they get a tower on top of that. I think they can be counting themselves really happy, and I think EG should be really careful about where to pick their fights, because that they can't afford that too much. It's all about this guy. There's a lot of pressure on Anti-Mage's shoulders right here. And he hasn't died yet, and he's doing good. And his net worth is definitely nice. Gold per minute, even nicer, 545. Or 550 rather.
Thou seest me not.
But it is... Oh, shut in, up on Fogged. In the meantime, Bamboo gets a Grass Sun. He tries to run. It is going to be Crystal Maiden that dies. Snaking able to run. Demonic Purge though. For a stop from Jo. That's going to be Snaking in some trouble. Tries to run. Gets himself Spike Carapace again. Has got 2 stacks of the Shadow Potion up on him, and he won't be going down from them. He will be able to run. Flare comes in as Visage goes down, but the Anti-Mage who came in from behind. But Anti-Mage, Fear, run, Fear, dead. That's the first time he went down. Universe Infest out, doing the damage that needed to be done to kill off that Anti-Mage. Dominating streak going to him as well. He should have his Basher now. Believe it's coming in the courier. Yep. And that's gonna be Dignitas more and more getting ahead. I mean, EG, they find these kills, but then they end up giving a bit too much away. I thought it started out well, but then just losing a bit too much there. Not very profitable for them. For EG, that is. 4 staff up on Jayo, which is a very nice item for Clockwork to have, especially if you're on the same team, or sorry, on the opposing team of a lifestealer. You can lock him in the cogs, and of course you don't want to be sitting next to a lifestealer, so you force yourself out and leave the lifestealer sitting in there to rot. That's the way to do it. And we saw him already able to use it as an aggressive item as well, 4 staffing him forward to try and get in range to attack. Shotgun Morphling in the house, Ethereal Blade ready on AOI. It's going to be a very tough thing to deal with for the Shadow Demon as well as for the Chen. And even Anti-Mage might have been... Well, he does of course have that spell shield. His Lifestealer is able to pick up the bounty under the top lane. Sentry Ward went down. That was an infest bomb with a Vendetta there. And in comes a push by the looks of it. Way too sexy coming around towards the top lane as well. There's AOI. Thinking about TPing out. Uses this TP. Interrupted. Doesn't want to be attacked here by the anti-mage, I guess. Where is his illusion?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See it. Oh, man fight. No, there he goes. Ah, there it was. Behind the rest of his team. So they go for the tier 2. There is a fortification if EG wants to use it. But I think they're going to lose their tower anyway. Flare comes in as well. Maybe they're going to try to fortify to get a deny in. There goes the fortify. Here comes also the tornadoes. In comes a couple of heroes of EG, but not enough to stop this tower from going down. And it's Visage that picks it up. EG, can they get a return kill is the question. Flare comes in, trying to get some vision. It gets owie! And he does not have an illusion up, and he weaves to form out of the cogs, because he can do that. He gets himself home safe. And EG, not getting a successful chase. Not a flare. Nice Ethereal Blade slowing down Fear. Buying some time for the rest of his team. Rest of Dignitas team to back out. But as I say back out, Universe comes back in. Tracks go off as well. Impale misses. And everybody runs. Everybody flees. 4 staffs forward. Jail. It's going to be the one that they want to have. This is Morphling, by the way. Just saying. He's not going to get anything done there. In the meantime, the real anti-mage already back to farming. 2k gold in his inventory.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still fairly even in terms of gold, but it just feels like Dignitas has the lead. And we see that back in the experience graph most of all. Like, they are the ones to control the fights. If EG rotates, Dignitas is always there. If Dignitas rotates, they normally get something in return for their rotation. Well, that's not the case from EG. If they get something, normally, they lose more than they get. And even though, you can always say, like, if you trade and you're on the side of a bounty hunter, you never trade even, is always going to be in favor of you. But losing the heroes that they do, as Visage actually goes down, nice pickup by Anti-Mage here. He's able to link himself away. This time, they don't lose anything in return for it by the looks of it, so that's good. But I mean, we saw Anti-Mage dying already earlier on. It's kind of painful. Fear in the meantime. Manta-style there, 25 on a gold in his bank. And the question is, what do you build? Send Anti-Mage back home. But do you build defensive items? Or are you going to go aggressive? And if you are going aggressive, how aggressive are you? Because there's still going to be a lifestealer there. So, that has a basher, by the way. So maybe you want to have a basher of your own. Because your team doesn't have that much control. Butterfly might be the more logical target. Just get all out damage. Snaking, waiting around. Level 2 Vendetta gonna be there. There's a Sentry Ward right there, though. And blink away from Chen. Okay, Beatus has a blink dagger. Chen has a blink dagger. I will repeat. Chen has a blink dagger. Jayo going for BKB. The bounty hunter already has his. Whoa, whoa! We saw it was an illusion of the Crystal Maiden or the replicate rather. And he was just able to just shotgun the Shadow Demon. We thought he could be cute and maybe harass the replicate for a little bit, but no. And newsflash, that could happen every single time. Blink in, Impale, Fear, in trouble. Can he blink himself out in time? Manta styles himself into safety. The Basher. Not lucky enough for Universe. But imagine what that would be like if Universe gets himself the Abyssal, which he, by the way,
Top tower
almost
is under
has.
attack.
Still surprised that the gold grab is being kept so even, but that's of course nice BKB charge. Use this. That's his first BKB charge, but that's of course the anti-mage that keeps EG in check. And I guess the supports of AG are doing a bit better than the supports of Dignitas as well. And the reason for that, the sole reason for that, is that there are two cores in Dignitas and they take all the farm. Morphling farms multiple lanes with Replicate and himself. Lifestealer farms lanes as well, so the supports can't really get that much. Well, the supports of EG can always find some farm because they only have to worry about where the anti-mage is farming and at least not farm there. Anti-mage who's got 4,700 gold in his inventory. Not anymore. There comes the butterfly. No, the heart. There comes the heart. Just needs the recipe for it. Survivability. But then where's your damage gonna come from, right? I mean, your opponent team has got tons of damage. Then again, considering they have tons of damage, they don't have that much survivability. So if you last longer than they do, it's always good. But that's in any fight. I know, Captain Obvious strikes again. I can do that. Vendetta walks past the sentry board of the Radiant team.
Top tower is under attack.
Roshan is up once again as well, so they smoke in and go in there. Here comes the tornadoes though. Three tornadoes courtesy of Beatus. Look at that damage that's being taken by Way Too Sexy. In comes a hook shot. They find Snaking. Snaking dead. That's a track kill going to EG. They find Way Too Sexy as well. That's gonna be another kill. Double kill for Demon. It is gonna be Universe that will get picked off on the sidelines, and that's what's not on the sidelines. But in the middle of the fight, EG. They get more kills on the board. AUI 2000. Last one that hasn't died yet. Linkus gets popped. He tries to weave from himself out. Has got a Replicate on as well. The Replicate is getting killed off at the same time though. Nyx Assassin comes in on the back end. Morphling taking enough to survive. Snaking. Vendetta's himself away. The track wasn't there. They can't see him. Dust getting popped. They don't see him. Even though the dust did hit. He is far enough away to be safe. This is Roshan for EG. Maybe the birds can still do something. Stunning up Fear, but also stunning up the Roshan himself. Snaking. He doesn't have a blink because he have his blink dagger put on cooldown by the shadow poisons. They don't know it, but it's there. In comes a blink. In comes Snaking. Snaking dead. Aegis goes to the anti-mage. Roshan goes to the anti-mage. In comes AUI. And that is a kill upon Bamboo Shotgun to death. AUI though getting hookshot on. He's out of mana. He can't weave from. He tries to morph, but he goes down. Track kill again. This could be Dignitas throwing. Is it really Dignitas throwing against EG is the question. It might be just the case. By Fog, you are a Crystal Maiden. And you are dead. Universe opens up on Fear. Man fighting it out. Universe is the one that backs out first. Don't know. In my book that counts as a loss.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower going to be taken off the back of that Aegis.
Structures of
That Roshan, of that fight, of that attempt to snipe the Aegis, which didn't really work out.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Track going off on Universe here, just keep some traps up on him. Snaking around here, has got the blink dagger going for those impales, maybe. More traps. Here comes the impales. Fear feels quite fearless fun because he has that Aegis. Gets bashed though, out of mana as well. He has to be careful. Tower will still end up going down. Will they back off or will they go for Rex is the question. Looks like backing off is the call here for EG. Pretty nicely done fight by EG. How's it going? J.O. says as he hook shots towards the regen rune. He's got himself, of course, the Aghanim's rather. And he's showing off with it. Aghanim's allowing him to use that hook shot just whenever he wants to have it. Morphling, getting himself a building towards the Scotty if he can. And do we have life stealers? He has the gold, but I'm not quite sure if he wants to finish up as Abyssal. If I were him, I would want to finish up my Abyssal. Get that Entomate shut down. There goes a butterfly starting to build up for Fear. After that last fight, of course, he got a ton of gold. A lot of track kills going the way of EG. And I have mentioned it, but I haven't really, like, it's an important factor. It is a really important, I'm gonna say again, track kills are an important factor. This is one fight. One fight in which they got a couple of kills. They forced out a couple of buybacks. They took Roshan, took a tier 3 tower, and a lot of those kills were track kills. And, I mean, we see it now being 11k gold in favor, but it started off being 1k gold down. So, 12k gold of one fight, not bad, by Crystal Maiden. That's a hook shot right there. That's deadly, ha! As it was. But EG all of a sudden almost 11k gold ahead. Let's see if they can force out a head-on-head fight. Of course, previous time it was not that head-to-head. It was a good hook shot in to start things off with. Maybe they can do it again. They go on the racks. They don't care about hero killings. Manstav gets popped. Rex is where they want to be. Look at that. No fortification. This might be melee Rex right here. Hand of God going through as well. And that's melee Rex. And you can just back off and, you know, you got yourself a win on your hands. In the meantime, hook shot in. Universe gonna be going up in Jo. Jo ends up going down. Universe gets a kill. Track is up. Demon pops his BKB. Goes up on the Lifestealer. And Lifestealer ends up trying to fight Fear. And gets forced out. Fear, though. He gets his Aegis burned as Demon stuck inside the fog. Crystal Maiden ulti gets killed off. In comes Fear again. Goes for Universe. This time he gets him. Crystal Maiden is gonna be the next target. Not really that much of a challenge. So that will be another track kill on the board. Double kill for Fear. Of course, the Rex were already down, and you can't really go to different lanes because you don't have the tier 2s down just yet. But ranged Rex will be claimed here. And some buildings, I guess, because they can. I mean, Dignitas, they do have AOI 2000, but you kind of don't really want to take a head-on-head fight when you don't have your Lifestealer there, when you don't have the bashes there to deal with the Anti-Mage. And it's now time for tier 2s for EG. And Gem of Truth in the hands of Bamboo after last fight. I say in the hands of Bamboo, apparently it was bought by his team as well, beat is buying it, but it was stolen and then taken again, I guess. That's the story. The Blink Dagger Chen. Richie Rich. Richie Rich for sure. Let's see if we can find some new items after that fight. 3,400 gold up on Demon, no new items for him just yet. We've got Jo, 1,500 gold up on him. No new items just yet. Bamboo, no new items just yet. Okay, this is starting to get boring. Can we get new items up on someone? Can you finish up your butterfly, Fear? Gonna get sent home. Nobody. Come on, they had a brilliant fight. And just to point out to the chat, I did lean into the microphone to say that was one fight. That's how it works. I don't know, can't really force it out. Damn, I've been laughing too much, my mouth hurts. Stop, stupid. Anyways, Dignitas trying to recuperate a little bit here. Of course, they are definitely not out of this game just yet. Abyssal is done on a Lifestealer. And that's gonna be a gunshot right there. Shadow Demon going down again the same way we have seen him go down. Oh, hook shot! Finds himself some friends! Universe already been taken down here. Anti-Mage with the butterfly able to make it happen. MKBs are needed on Dignitas as Anti-Mage blinks himself out. Jo with the Ghost Scepter that he just purchased anew. Trying to run himself out. Hook shot himself out. That will be enough. Not enough damage there on that Soul Assumption. Anti-Mage already back to base. I think he actually got sent back home by Beatus in the end. Demon's still alive. It's a 1-for-1 trade. I say 1-for-1. Of course, Lifestealer went down at a total different place than where Shadow Demon went down. Really? Demon, careful here. Careful now. He's going for it. He's going for the Crystal Maiden. He turns on his beacon. In comes Fear with the kill. Now way too sexy. Tries to TP himself out when the mana void will be there. And that's going to be a double kill goal in the way of EG. And this should be actually no tier 2 towers as yet. They are so having the lane so far pushed out. Kudos to Dignitas for making that happen. And then EG thinks, you know what, screw that. I will not go for tier 2s. I will just take on the tier 4s and do it the hard way. Do it the ballsy way. Do it the EG way. With the potential to throw. It can happen. But so far, this tier 4 drops like a rock. In comes Snaking with an impale upon the Shadow Demon, who gets bursted down anyway, stun or not. That's the deal with him. Here comes the birds. One stun already used. Stuns up the birds like the other birds. Hook shot in. Universe running. Has not used his abyssal just yet. Now goes for it. They go for Fear, and Fear will be in trouble. Will end up getting sent home in safety. He is. It is Jo that hook shots himself away, but goes down as he says. The gem there, body there. It's awkward, but it's true. AOI gets himself another kill. Weaves for him towards the high ground. Doesn't find anybody else though. Demon rather finds Snaking. Wants to go for a kill. Gets it as well. Now has to run. Can be invisible in just a second again. No true set up on AOI. No true set up on Fogged. They do get one of the tier 4s. But nothing more than that. Gold graph keeps going upwards. Look at that graph. This is a sexy graph. Experience graph looking about the same. Oh my god, I can make some very bad pun, but I will not say it. I'm sure people already thought it, so it's cool. Demon. Does he really want to try for this? This time he doesn't have the backup of someone else. In the meantime, tier 2 gets pushed out. Anti-mage doing anti-mage things. I mean, I can look at the gold experience graph for one last time. You know, this is the way it ends. Because we have a level 25 up on the anti-mage. He is 4 levels higher than AY 2000, sitting on his Morphling at level 21. Who's not had a new item since his Ethereal Blade. Same thing goes for Universe. I mean, he's got 2100 gold, but since his Abyssal doesn't really have anything new. They need an MKB. To deal with that anti-mage, you need an MKB. You need to hit him through his butterfly. In comes the Vendetta. Disruption. Makes an illusion of illusions. Illusionception. Interesting. Demon roaming around again. Finds himself Universe. More tracks. Has to be careful though, because there is a gem. There is dust and gems. BKB turned out. EG runs. Demon runs, but his team is right around the corner. And if Dignitas chases that, oh, what a brilliant hook shot! But he forced himself away, knowing that it was a bit more than he bargained for. Blinking, impale, Jo. Still gonna be the target. Still has the cogs. Can he get them off in time? No, he can. Yes, he can. Puff to Ghost Scepter. Alive for a little while longer as AY goes down with him in the end. 1-for-1 trade. It is Universe that gets killed off here as well. Gets tracked. Wants to try and eat up Fear in the meantime. Won't be able to do so though. And will end up dropping double kill for Fear. Triple kill for Fear as he picks up the Crystal Maiden. 2 heroes left alive on the side of Dignitas. Way Too Sexy is one of them, and he is gonna get killed off as well. Because here is Fear. Ultra kill for Fear. Can he make it a rampage? That is one scared Snaking sitting in his base. The GG gets called. EG, they do it. They win and get themselves a 1-0 in his best of 3. Dignitas EG, you are watching the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. This is, of course, the Winners Bracket Finals. Winner of this match will secure themselves a place in the playoffs. The loser will have to play tomorrow again in the Loser Bracket Finals. For now, though, the Winners Bracket Finals are not over yet. Let's see if Dignitas can force out a Game 3, or if EG will take it 2-0. Stick with us. We'll be right back. And, we'll be, right back. Awesome.